Bedford Township Park Commission meeting of August 26th is called to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Approval of the agenda. Do we have anything to add to the agenda? No? All right. I need a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right. Approval of the minutes of the August 12th meeting. I don't have those with me, but...
I'll motion to approve.
Yep, okay. I'll second. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye. Per diem slips are signed. Secretary's report, anything? All right. Treasurer's report.
The only one that's not a normal bill on here would be another Mannequin Smith one, which I believe is close to being the final one for the pickleball courts for Car Park, which are now out for bid.
Oh, good.
So the total coming to $2,162.68.
All right.
Motion approved.
I'll second.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. Motion carried. Bills are paid. Any park partners reports here other than community ed? I don't see anybody else here. Let me read that community ed note that she sent me here. In a minute. This is from Bedford Community Education. Nancy Crandall. Good evening. The fall brochure is done and live on the Bedford Public Schools website on the Community Education tab or 2024 fall brochure. We finished the T-ball and girls softball season in late July. With the heat, rain, and the holidays, it was a tough summer, but they got all their games in and ended the season on a high note with medals. Additionally, we had 10 non-community ed teams using various fields at Indian Creek, some travel and others. It is imperative that going forward that these outside teams check with us for availability. We were told by some of the coaches that they were told that they could just go there and use the fields. Due to the full use, we've had to turn away several teams. Please tell 3B that they need to check with us before offering Indian Creek for use. February 8th has been set for the annual Daddy-Daughter Dance with tickets to go on sale January 6th through February 1st. This fall, we hope to run a couple of programs lost to COVID. We are also looking at beefing up some of our adult programming. We are also tentatively looking at the possibility of once again printing and mailing brochures out to the community to help bring more awareness to the programs for new families and as a reminder for others. We would like to discuss the possibility of co-hosting a pickleball league that could take place at White Park during the fall. If we could get that going, there's a possibility of reopening up the indoor fall winter pickleball games on Sundays in one of the schools. As always, we welcome your thoughts and ideas for additional programming and partnering opportunities. Sincerely, Nancy Crandall. I guess we should kind of discuss that pickleball option.
I've talked with some of the people that play pickleball and have looked myself, and there's some repairs that need to be made to those courts before you can probably play leagues on them. Nothing crazy, but there's a couple little humped up spots, probably from tree roots underneath of them. And to play on, it's not bad. It's fun. People can have fun on them, but from what I've been told, leagues probably just wouldn't be safe because people get a little more serious and more competitive and cut up the chances for injury due to those.
Have you talked with Nancy about anything? No? Okay. I thought maybe she reached out to you on that. All right. Well, we'll have to check with Nancy on that, let her know about the courts and how we think it's probably not a good idea at this time to do that.
Think the new courts would be built by next fall?
Their timeline, if you've looked on, I don't know, it's on the website, and their timeline is to have them built this fall.
Really?
Yeah.
Out for bid.
Hopefully. That's not a guarantee.
Bid now,
Yeah, it's out
late
for
summer.
bid.
They're not going to be built that fast. Maybe, okay, but not enough for a league. They probably couldn't. I'd say whenever the
because their league will want to be started probably before they'll be done.
whenever the new courts get built, we should encourage a league.
Oh, definitely,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
For sure. We just wait till that. But okay, I don't know, and put it on the agenda. I don't know, the next agenda.
Put it on the next agenda, sure.
I don't know. I don't care if they do it. I'll say yes. But then again, if it's not the right thing, I guess they should evaluate.
All right, that takes us down to comments from the public. Nothing? All right, moving on, we've got the drinking fountains drain update. I talked with Pat about that, and Chris, you probably know more about it than I do because you talked with him
So
about
yeah,
it.
right now, I emailed everybody about the drinking fountain situation. Aaron, you probably didn't get it.
Yeah.
But the current drain systems don't work for what we're doing. They're supposedly not to code, and right now we're just waiting on a few different things. For one, the written code that states how these drains are supposed to be hooked, and stating that we have to hook them to either a sewer or septic system. And then right now we've gotten the sewer maps of the parks that have them. Right now the only park that we haven't been able to find one for would be Parmalee Park, which there could be one there. Civic Club's hooked to sewer. And then there were bathrooms at Parmalee Park that we're not sure if they were hooked to sewer or if there was a septic tank out there. We don't know. So, but right now we're still working on a few things to get together, and we're going to present it to the board, and we'll bring it to you guys, and we'll bring it to the township board and do what we can, move forward with them, rebid them out differently, and hopefully get some decent feedback and get them done.
Rebid the plumbing
Yes, the plumbing, the
Because
installation.
right now we're sitting on $10,000 water fountains that can't be installed.
$40,000 worth of drinking fountains, I believe. Yep, that can't be used.
Installed. Yep.
Do you have to have drinking fountains? Is it like law that you have to have a drinking?
No,
So why don't we just not have drinking fountains?
because we already bought them.
Well, and we
Just
didn't
sell
buy
them to
them.
somebody.
That was
Township
ARPA
bought
funds.
them. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it was ARPA. Yeah, ARPA
So
wanted them, and
it's
sell them
gonna
to somebody
be-
or put them somewhere else.
It's going to be
Into
township.
the schools. I don't know.
Townships that's going to do it. I mean, they'll have to pay the money to plug it
One
in.
outside.
I think water at the parks would be good. I mean,
I think
that's
so too, especially with the,
because it's not so much as just drinking fountains. We got the ones with the bottle fillers on them, so people
Humidity.
are actually be more prone to.
Oh, we did
being
get
able
the
to
bottle
use-
filler ones. Yeah, I was gonna say.
It'll be good for
everybody
all-
just brings
for-
bottles. Nobody like
Yeah.
dogs more than anything. I feel like these days.
So
Okay.
that's a good thing, yeah.
So you're gonna keep working to find these sewer maps, apparently.
I found those. That's just
Okay.
working right now. We're just working towards a presentation and putting a bid together for it. I mean, that's because I don't want to go to the board and say, hey, this guy said we have to do this, so we went out and did this. We need the documents that state that we have to hook into sewer. Because right now they're just, I guess the old drinking fountains are just a pipe with some rock around them in the ground.
Yeah, makes sense.
Don't work anymore.
And anything that didn't get into a person's body from drinking just fell out.
Yeah,
and
well,
went into the ground, and it's just more water. in
What
the ground.
the plumbing inspector said is that somebody could come by and put something in it other than water.
Yeah, you pour your.
And that's the reasoning behind having to do it.
Interesting.
So along with it being because it's public use. So and there's supposed to be a code somewhere that if it's public use, it has to be hooked in properly. So I'll know more once I get that code. I'll email it to all of you guys so that way you guys see it. And
We had like bid it out to someone or something, right? But then so this is the person that came back, the person that got the bid.
Said that the drains are plugged, they're not working.
no.
No? I thought they were drained.
People from our maintenance department
Found that.
when we were trying to figure out what groundwork needed to be done, underground work, if any, would need to be done, they said that the drains didn't work, which I had no clue that the drains didn't work
Oh, no?
until after we even accepted those other bids. So
So there's nobody waiting for anything right now. There's no
No.
plumbing service
Nope,
person
nobody's
waiting for
waiting.
anything.
Nope.
Okay,
it's just us waiting on them to be installed. So
fair enough. Okay.
All right, Wake Park fence repair update. It's finished as far as I know.
it looked finished when I drove by earlier.
I don't have any, and you don't have anything from Chaz, from the company that did it, Bedford Fence. So we don't have that to take care of yet. But at least the repair's been made, which is a good thing. Moving on to, go ahead.
No, great.
Oh, okay.
Not much to talk about here this week. It looks like.
Isn't that great?
There we go. Yeah.
Anstead Preserve. Okay, I talked with Pat about Anstead. He's got to get some companies. He's going to have to take bids because it's going to be more than we thought to get those 5 or 6 trees, the ones that are Tree of Heaven, knocked down over there
At
at
Anstead or
Anstead.
Wheeler?
I'm sorry, that's Wheeler. Never mind. Go back to Anstead. Anstead, he's got one of his workers in the department who is very close to getting his authorization to be able to do pesticide and herbicide removal. So soon the township will be able to take care of any invasive species that we need taken care of. Right now, I think we're still going to have to go out and have somebody do it because they're not licensed yet to do that. But that's coming. Also at Anstead, what did he say? They had somebody working to knock down those poplars in the back. It should be done by tomorrow, he thought. So that would be good, get that out of there. And then we need to schedule a burn next month, hopefully, or October at the latest, over at Anstead, because we did not get a burn this summer because of rain, and there was rain out. And that's all I've got to say on Anstead. Cars Grove, do we know anything? I did talk to Pat, and he said there was no leak in the women's restroom like was reported to us by somebody who had rented it. They checked it. They said there's a slow pressure to the one faucet, but it's not a leak. It's just you have to wait a little bit to get some hot water. It doesn't come out real fast, but that's something they can work at, he said, over the winter, possibly. But there's no leak, so no immediate problem there. I haven't heard anything from the church next door if they still want to sell that property. So I don't know if that's still up for
Probably not.
bid, but yeah, that's all I know. Parmalee.
It was not graded as of 2-3 days ago.
Really?
I just got back into town earlier. I mean, before I went out of town a few days ago, it definitely was not graded, and it's bad. It's definitely. I mean, I guess it keeps people from driving fast, so that's a pro that everybody has to go slow in the parking lot because it's a lot of bumps and everything. But it definitely needs done. I mean,
Well, especially now with the footballers and
they'll be coming through and everything. Sure,
they're parking, and that needs to get done.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't really have much.
They approved buying stone for it.
Right, that was our last meeting. They approved all the stones. So
Pat was on vacation for a week and just got back last week, I think.
He didn't mention anything. I talked to him
So-
today, but I didn't realize that wasn't on the list. So I'll call him about that.
Yeah, whoever's in communication with them, I'm
Okay,
not. So
Paul, it's not going to make it to the list.
I can't make an email. I
Send
am
it to
not
me, I'll forward it
authorized to
on.
give him an email.
Send it to me and I'll forward it on for you.
Okay,
But if
alright.
you don't send it in an email, it didn't happen.
Talking on the phone doesn't do it, huh?
Well, you got to remember, Pat's not sitting in an office at a desk all day. He's
That's
out
true.
Park to park, fire station to fire station, fixing this, fixing that, making sure these guys are doing stuff. So, getting bids. So, I mean, if he's not right in his office to write it down right away and put it up, it may not, it may slip through the cracks.
Okay. Samaria.
Well, Samaria and Carr, I went there, both their thermostats were set. One was set at 60 degrees and one was set at 64 degrees.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the cleaning people while they clean and
I
then
don't
they
think-
forget to bump it back
I don't
up.
think it's the cleaning people because
No.
they're not there that long. They're there less than an hour.
Okay.
So-
Well, that's why they might want to bump it down to keep it running while they're
Yeah.
there.
Probably people having events.
People
A lot
having
of people
events
in
and
there.
wanting to, a lot of
That's
people in
true.
there, keeping the doors open.
We gotta lock them.
That's what I think. I think we should.
I mean, you can't put it at
So-
60. That's insane.
Yeah, I think we should just put those clear plastic lock boxes over them with the lock on it and have them preset to 72 degrees, 74, whatever, and that's that. So,
You want to send that to Pat too?
yep.
That's two
Yeah,
things.
I'll
All
send
right.
that on.
Okay.
Tables and chairs are back in car park as well in the
Excellent.
hall over there too. So.
Good. Anything else on White other than the fence has been repaired and
Somebody
3B has a problem?
Somebody randomly locked one of the porta-johns over there. I reached out to Stevens. I was told by the people playing pickleball it had been locked for more than a month. And I talked with Stevens. It wasn't Stevens people. It wasn't one of their locks because they used the same exact kind of lock on everything. And they couldn't cut it. They didn't have big enough bolt cutters, so I went over and cut it off. And yeah, it definitely had not been cleaned in over a month. And those porta-johns are also being vandalized.
So if anybody knows who is vandalizing the porta-johns in the park, go ahead and let the sheriff's department know.
Can't put cameras in porta-johns, sir.
All right, Wheeler Preserve. Moving on to that, I talked with Pat. He's got to send out bids to get those 5 or 6 trees cut down, Tree of Heaven that are there. He hasn't done that yet. And also, they plan on later this week, he's got a couple graves he's got to take care of first. But if he's got time, he's going to get over there, and they're going to distribute mulch on the trail. I've heard that before. We'll see if it happens.
Like I said, send an email.
Yep. Anything on the pocket parks? I've had no complaints. Anybody else?
No, I haven't seen anything at them. I mean, I've been kind of bouncing back and forth at them a little bit. So nothing, I mean, they're there still. Nothing crazy happening in any of them that I can see. So
Okay,
they're
good.
all pretty clean.
All right. Comments from the public? Anything? No? Seeing nothing, we'll move on to commissioners' comments. Aaron, anything?
I guess just questioning you guys what you know about these budgetary things that are now coming to a head, I guess.
So
We just don't have a budget, so we're kind of like the Parks Advisory Board, and
essentially, I mean, we have a budget in the sense of our utility bills, our porta-johns, our dumpsters. We have $1,000 in general maintenance. But like last fiscal year, capital outlay was removed because they came up with a capital improvement plan.
okay.
They weren't going to even capital outlay budgets anymore because we're going to do everything through the capital improvement plan.
But that doesn't kick in for 6 years.
Well, they're working at it though. I mean, it's
You got to have something in
years
the
now.
meantime. You
well,
gotta
they
have
did, and
capital
they
improvement.
did, and there is like we're doing the pickleball courts. That money is there. We have that
Okay.
budgeted.
But like, okay, so just a small thing in here. So like, schedule a burn. We have to schedule a burn for Anstead.
Do it through maintenance department.
Because if
Because
we
our-
facilitate something, it may not necessarily get paid.
Exactly, or you'll be liable to pay it.
Right. So like,
Yes.
all activity, anything at all that happens is now on maintenance.
Yep.
Pretty much.
So like, I mean, so I don't care. I mean, so we're the Parks Advisory Board and we have no real control. Great. But then someone needs to be here
Right.
from maintenance, right? Like, or Todd,
would be
or now
nice.
like, presumably most of the responsibility for all the things goes on Todd. As the
Buddy, I mean,
township.
there's no. Well, they did this, but there's no procedure for it. So
We need a procedure.
there's no. Hey, you want to do this? You go to this person and you fill out this paperwork, or you send this to them and figure.
Like, I mean, there's been
No,
5 or
there
6
is
different
nothing.
things
They
that have
just-
come up that it's like, okay, we're going to email maintenance.
The money was just moved from our budget to their budget, and that's all that's been done. And right now, we just.
So for the public of Bedford to receive some standard of upkeep and, attention to its parks, using whatever money exists in the township's coffers, someone from maintenance is the go-to person, no longer the park board.
We don't know.
Essentially, yeah.
And that's what it
Or you
said,
go-
because you
or-
kept saying, I mean,
Or you can go to the township board and say, hey, we want to do this. This is what it's going to cost. This is the plan. Pay for it, yay or nay.
Which it may be.
well, I mean,
the way
just more
it's-
at our meetings. I mean, we sit here and we're in charge of different things, and that we try to be on top of it.
Yeah.
That we're liaisons for, and our names are on a website and things like that. So, like, I don't know. I mean, what?
We can't get anything done.
Yeah, we can't get anything done, which is fine. I don't really. I'm happy to be an advisory board if that's what it ultimately shakes down to. But we don't know who we're advising. It appears.
Right.
You read it? I
Exactly.
mean, like,
We need some direction. We need.
right.
we
So
need a
maybe it's just like
procedure. We
Todd
need a
when Todd's
procedure.
back next meeting.
It goes back to I've sent emails out to the township board in the past, including all of you guys, and then with zero response of there's just a lack of communication. And when I talk with people in person about it from the township board or around the township board is, well, yeah, no, you're the only one that reaches out to us, Chris. And then I remind them that no, it's not just us reaching out to you, it's you guys reaching out to us. It's communication between both sides. There's just none. It shows, and it's the township board are the leaders of this township, essentially.
Right, of course. Well, and they have the money.
Yes.
They control the money.
Is leader or whatever. We pay taxes. It goes somewhere. Then the people who have control of those tax dollars are the ones who do stuff, and that's great. And I just assume not have any of the public's tax dollars in the parks, and that's cool too. And we can just do the best we can as advisors.
What?
But it's like, who am I advising?
But at the end
Who
of the day,
needs to
the thing
know,
is, so our maintenance budget was moved over to the maintenance department, and it was presented to the township board, and it was said to them, hey, we're moving this from here to here. It wasn't explained why. And the
And they
township
didn't
board,
ask
and the
us.
the township board didn't give any, no trustees gave pushback on it, board members gave pushback on it, and they approved it. I mean, that's.
It's fine. They don't have to ask us,
Well,
and they approved it.
yeah.
But I just so like.
But the thing is, they approved it with no procedure in place to move forward. So that's.
At the end of these meetings, I'm going to write notes or minutes, and then someone's going to do something theoretically, and that's supposed to be Todd then following up on those minutes and being sure stuff got done, or should I be sending an additional?
Should we send them?
Like, should I be making a list for maintenance that's like, hey, maintenance, here's what was discussed at the meeting that will need to be done prior to the next meeting, and
That
then
might be
send
good.
it.
Well, currently,
Instead of you doing it.
Like,
What?
or I mean, you could do it, I could do it.
Well, it's not that. Well, currently, I'm the only one that's been unlocked to even email with maintenance.
Right.
What does unlocked mean? Like
You guys are
we
blocked.
cannot-
We've all been blocked for the last 3.5 years.
From.
I just got unblocked about a month and a half
We
ago.
can't email Pat directly.
cool,
So
that's fine too.
Yeah.
But so I mean, the public has parks, and if they're not going to sell them and make them all private holdings, just someone somewhere's got. I don't know. I mean, it's very confusing, I guess.
I think at this point, it would be nice if we would get somebody here from maintenance, but I doubt that will happen. And so in that case, I think Todd, as our liaison, should follow up with maintenance.
Well, he's going to have to a lot more, yeah.
But
mean,
I
it's really
think,
gonna be Todd's-
think your idea of a list that you do after the meeting here, and send to Al, and then say, pass on to Pat. 'Cause you
Well,
can do
that should
that.
be-
I mean, we got a liaison.
That's
As far as I'm
I
concerned,
feel like
our
that
liaison.
should be the
will-
liaison's job.
Yeah. I mean, we have a liaison, so.
I think that's a great idea.
Should be, but he's not here tonight. So
Well-
for tonight, I think we should make a list.
I can still send it to him.
Send it
whether he's
to-
here or not. I mean, I can send it. I
You
mean,
could
like.
send it to Todd, but I'd send it to Al so he knows what's going on too.
Todd doesn't open
It's
it.
a Al.
Todd doesn't open his email either.
No.
Bring it to the shop. I mean, I'll get it to him personally. I'll print it and bring it to him. And it's more just
Text
like,
it.
like there's things that do have to happen in the parks,
spinning our
whether they're
wheels.
big or little or whatever. Like who's accountable for doing them and paying the bills on them? It's no longer going to be in our treasurer's report, and it's no longer on you to facilitate and get done. Then that's fine. But I just want to know who to talk to, I guess. So like Todd, I'm going to just start talking to Todd, I think. And we're not going to do we're not going to take any actions ourselves that would cause anything to spend any money, because like you're saying, we could become personally liable.
I believe so.
Good, so great.
All right.
Okay, that's somewhat of my questions, I guess. Good.
I have nothing else to say at this point. How about you?
Yeah, I've got nothing to say.
Okay.
I think we said it all there.
I think we did.
All right, fair enough. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
All right. Next park meeting will be here Monday, September 9th at 7 p.m. Need a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second. All in
Yes.
favor? Aye. Motion adjourned. Meeting is ended.